All right, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Hey, we're in preseason form right now, trying to get everything ironed out for our first real edition of Five Star Live on Friday night. And that's why we're here live on Twitter, live on Facebook, live on YouTube tonight to announce our first location of Five Star Live for the 2019 regular season. Of course, about 3,000 of you guys joined in for our first initial kind of trial run this past week at Farragut High School, and there 1,000 people on board on Twitter and close to 1,000 on Facebook. So thank you so much, everybody who has followed along with Five Star Live so far. And we're going to get to our first location shortly. Let's go ahead and look at some of the big games coming up here in week one. And we'll talk about some of those before we kind of unveil our choice. Of course, Thursday night is Greenville versus Powell. Greenville coming in with 2 consecutive state championships in Class 4A, including a 30-game win streak, and they will travel to Knoxville for a rivalry Thursday game against Powell. Of course, news has come out about Fernando Francis, the running back from Powell. He was on the sideline at the Jamboree Friday night at Neyland Stadium with the knee brace on. He had an ankle boot. He had crutches. And so I thought Baylor Hughes did a really good job of taking his place in the run game. And, of course, Walker Trusley can run the football as well, the quarterback at Powell. So although a little bit of the excitement's gone from that game because of the injury, not a lot. There's a lot of hype and energy around this opening game, this season opening game on Thursday night. Looking down the list, Anderson County and Clinton get together again. Of course, that game ended in a little bit of heat last year. Some tempers flared on the field, and that's a long losing streak by Clinton that I know that they want to end. And Anderson County is coming in with kind of some fresh faces out on the field, so should be for a fantastic night up there at Clinton High School on Friday night. Also on Saturday, we got Bearden versus West and South Doyle versus Fulton. Also on Saturday night that you don't see on that list, Alcoa is going over to Murfreesboro to take on Blackman High School. South Doyle and Fulton will be a five-star preps game, kind of a season kickoff game there on Saturday night. So look for us out at Fulton High School if you're going to be there. And on Friday night, you got Hardin Valley and Oak Ridge going at against each other, kind of the battle of Pellissippi, if you will. Other big games around the area, you got Halls and Gibbs. I know is going to kind of generate some talk and some hype around that. Scott Cummings back in the area now, coaching up at Halls High School, and they showed pretty well in the Jamboree. They showed pretty well in their last scrimmage against Bearden. So, like kind of what he's got going right now at Halls High School. Look, it's still going to take some rebuilding there, but he's got some pieces in place to try to make them a competitive team again here in year one under Scott Cummings. All right, so let's get to the unveiling of our first five-star live appearance. Let's go ahead and post that up on the screen, Jared. Boom, there it is. Austin East at Webb will be where we go on Friday night, August 23rd, week one. The Roadrunners traveling across town out to the Cedar Bluff area to take on the Webb Spartans. And what a game this should be. Let's start with Austin East and their quarterback, Trey Foster, a guy that can go for over 1,000 yards in the air, a guy who can go for over 1,000 yards on the ground. Big up front, Austin East is on both sides of the line. And this will be a chance for a lot of people to get to know Keon Smith, junior wide receiver, kind of all everything type of player, defensive back at Austin East. I think he's going to be just a standout player this year. He's one of our top 21 guys to watch in the class of 2021. And, of course, Webb does not have Elijah Howard anymore. He's down at Chattanooga Baylor. They don't have Jalil Jefferson anymore. But this will be the debut of Joseph Moore at quarterback. We saw Grissom Anderson stand out during the Jamboree this past Friday night in Neyland Stadium. And Webb is solid and big on the lines. Of course, Jackson Bradley, 6'5", 300 pounds, one of the class of 2021 guys to watch. His father, Shazon Bradley, was a standout at Tennessee and in the NFL. And they got an off-season transfer